So welcome to our evening ongoing meditation. And as usual, finding your comfortable position, sitting comfortably, checking your motivation to practice meditation. People have asked me a few questions in relation to the meditation, asking that been through so difficult time. I want to leave the past and go on to the future, new way, new life. We're finding it very difficult. And the reason behind finding it very difficult to go into the new way, new path is because of fear, uncertainty, and also finding no purpose. And as a result of that, trapped into the old habit patterns, it is just a new jacket on, but the old flesh and body and the mind is still the same. And the practice of a meditation is not about changing the clothes or changing the jackets, but accepting and appreciating. And every move, every new changes that you have taken, appreciating of that. So once we have cleared out all the bad things, in that moment we have to what's called gladdening the mind, that yes, I have given up the bad things, now I am going into the new journey. And in this new journey, as a practitioner, rather than thinking of the past or excitement of a new journey, one has to think of any good things that one has done, whether it is a small or a big. Now tonight, as a practice, I would like you to think of any good things that you have done since the morning. And how did you feel, and what makes you do that good thing? Whether it is giving a smile to a neighbor who was walking around, or whether it is giving a call and helping someone who is having a trouble, or be there listening someone's trouble. Moreover, more than that is doing something which is benefit for others. Thinking about it and reflecting what made you do that. And how did you feel? With this reflection, you will become very mindful of your thoughts, because you are deliberately trying to think of that good things that happened, that you have done. And the practice of a mindfulness meditation or practice of a meditation will rely on a primary object. And people have asked that, do I have to have a primary object, or do I have to pay attention to on the primary object? Why can't I just do and relax and view the sceneries and relax? And this is again, having a primary object is like you have a foundation, ground, a position that you stand or still there to see the good things and the bad things that's happening. The good thoughts and the bad thoughts are taking place inside us. It's a standard. It's a foundation. It's an anchor. We are practicing with a refuge place. So this is a refuge place, a home base, I normally call it. A place that you come back and relax. A place that you come back and leave everything behind and be with yourself, connect with yourself and relax, understanding yourself. And this is how you see the progress in the meditation. But if you don't have this foundation, then it will be very difficult to judge or to see the progress in your meditation. Now, because you have this foundation ground and you start off meditating on it, couple of breaths it goes off when you begin, or maybe a few days or a week you even can't concentrate for maybe 4 or 5 breaths. The mind is distracted. But over the period of a continuous doing, you gradually will realize that yes, my mind now settles on a breath. Now breath has a very, very good relationship with our mind. A breath is a very, very good foundation to see negative and positive thoughts process going on. It acts as a breeze between the external world and internal world. Without the breath, it would be very difficult to see or feel or observe the sensation. And without the sensation, without understanding the sensation, it would be very difficult to realize the mental activities. And without understanding these mental activities, to understand the true phenomena, the reality, would be very difficult too. So that's why we have to work with the primary object significantly. Ability to be conscious about it, ability to be mindful about it, and with that we can judge or we can see the progress of our own meditation. How many breaths that I can pay attention to, how many movements that I can concentrate on the abdomen. When I'm observing these processes, what happens? How am I being mindful? How am I engaging? It is not just the sake of sitting and watching the breath. When you are observing the breath, mind dwells into the past or the future. You know that, and not letting it to invade in a series or a train of thoughts. Or sometimes whenever you're meditating or observing the breathing in, breathing out, that moment, other sensations arises. Pleasant sensations or unpleasant sensations. And that moment, again, the breath is playing as a neutral position. Breath doesn't take you to the wrong or a right or a pleasant or unpleasant. But whenever sensations arises, our mind basically goes here and there. And our breath being a foundation or a refuge or the standard, we try to keep it here. Sometimes it goes off and then just bring it back. It's a platform that one play with, one work with. Our mind learning to dance on this platform of the breath or the primary object. So, with this in mind, we have to have this primary object, and I encourage you and invite you to choose one object and work with it. Even when you are walking, or even when you are sitting quietly or doing nothing, try to be mindful of that primary object. But you don't have to think about it. Never think of it. So mindfulness meditation is not about thinking, but about being. It's like when you are walking on the stairs. You don't have to think about how am I stepping on, how am I stepping down. It's a natural thing that happens when you see it. Similarly, practice of a meditation is like that. You don't have to think what's coming. You don't have to think what to think. All what you do is awareness of what's going on and be mindful of that. So, breathing in and breathing out, arising, falling, settling down, grounding yourself, aware of it as it comes in, as it goes out. And further, aware of that. So with this, continue practicing, working with the primary object and helping you to find joy and happiness. Helping you to find the real happiness by knowing what's going on, the very moment when it is taking place, without any commentaries, any colors. So continue practicing until you hear the gong, and we'll practice loving kindness meditation to finish up. So diligently, persistently practicing continuously.